Yo, what's going on, everybody? My name is Justice, and I'm with my guy.
Yo, it's popping, it's Tyaire. How y'all doing?
And you're watching the Silky Boys podcast, the wickedest podcast out right now for the sports news and what's going on in the culture. Tyaire, we are blessed to see another Friday. How you feeling this week, my boy?
Feeling good. I'm hyped. I'm ready to get straight into the topics, bro. How you feeling?
All right, we got some stuff to cover. We gonna get into some stuff today, but off the rip, we gotta talk about the blasphemy that Dak Prescott is on right now. So it came out that the Cowboys offered Dak a 5-year, what was it, $175 million?
175.
Which would make him the highest paid quarterback in the league. And he says, no, I'm not agreeing to that deal because on that 5th year, I want to be paid more than $45 million.
North.
The Cowboys. I'm sorry, bro. But this is the quarterback of the Cowboys who have not won a playoff game with him, who have not even won their division. Actually, 1 year.
One player.
Asking more money than Pat Mahomes is going to get. Bro, what are you talking about, Dak? Go, Tyaire, bro. Like, what is going on?
He asked for north of 45 mil. So that's 46, 47, 48. He's saying, yo, we don't know. First of all, the highest paid quarterback right now is Russell Wilson. He's making like 36 mil right now, like around 36. That's the cap. That's the record in the league. And Dak Prescott is asking for $10 million more than that over a Super Bowl winning quarterback, Russell Wilson, been to multiple Super Bowls, won one, and compared to Patrick Mahomes, a Super Bowl winning quarterback, MVP quarterback in his first 3 seasons, who's about to get the super bag, and Dak Prescott thinks he just fits in between that with $45 million. Sir, if you don't get out of here, if I'm Jerry, I'm blocking Dak Prescott's number off my phone. Once I saw the text $45 million come through my phone, it's blocked. I'm going straight to the contact, block this guy. He's obviously on drugs. He's obviously on drugs. Who is playing Dak Prescott $45 million, bro? Tell me. Make that make sense in my head. Paint the picture where that makes sense in my head for me.
Bro, honestly, the only way Dak gets 45 mil is if he goes to the Jaguars. Because that's something the Jaguars would do out of desperation, bro. That's the only franchise I would do that. No other well-run or at least decently run football organization is offering that man that contract, bro. There's no way in hell.
Like you said, bro, he's won 1 playoff game. He's been to the playoffs twice, won 1 game, lost 2 games. Last season, where it was the season everybody was hyping up, oh, this is the Cowboys' year. They have the best team on paper, straight to the Super Bowl. They finished 8-8. Every important game that needed to be played, Dak Prescott shriveled up under pressure. They played the Saints. No Drew Brees. They lost. They played against us, the Jets, a struggling team. They lost. The game of the season for them against the Eagles, Carson Wentz had 4th-string wide receivers around him. Dak Prescott had his full squad, Amari Cooper, Ezekiel Elliott, and he lost. And he's asking for this money when he has never proven this? Like, what makes him think that a team, that he deserves this pay? You play behind the best offensive line in the league. You have a top 3 running back behind you. You are at most a system quarterback. At most a top-level system quarterback who can play in his roles and get stats in garbage time minutes. Other than that, you're not worthy of more than $20 million to me. If for real, to me, you don't get more than $20 million if I'm your GM, if I'm your owner. If Dak Prescott was coming into my office, you don't get more than $20 million to me. And that's just really crazy that he thinks that he deserves $45 million. Like, he obviously needs a drug test today.
Yeah, right. And, like, for me, like, I'm always the person that always is on the player side. I'm like, yo, if you get into the league, get every dollar that you possibly can. I'm always for that. But at the same time, you got to know your worth. You have to know your worth, bro. You have to realize, like, yo, my performance isn't just solely on me. I know I worked my ass off to get in this position. But like you said, you just pointed out, I have Amari Cooper on my team. I have Ezekiel Elliott on my team. I have the best offensive line in the NFL, like, protecting me. And on top of that, I have a good defense that's able for me to get stops and put me in short field positions to make plays, to get touchdowns. Like, it would be a totally different conversation if he was doing Aaron Rodgers type things before coming through in the clutch. This would be a different conversation.
For real.
But not, because you stated it out, bro. At most, he's a top level systems quarterback. If he's on another team, that team is probably going 7-9, 8-8. He's putting up probably close to like around 20, 25 touchdowns. Like, Dak, know your worth, bro. Honestly, know your worth and then get paid, bro. Because like you said, he's wilding for even wanting that type of money, bro. Like, ridiculous, bro.
Like you said, bro, know your worth, bro. And like his opportunity is low key gone, bro. Because once Mahomes gets that deal and the Cowboys are already looking like, boom, look what the Rams did with Goff. That's not probably going to turn out well. They jumped the gun early, gave him mad money. Now they're stuck in that contract. And we know Dak is not Patrick Mahomes. So they're standing back, holding the bag like, yo, we're in a good predicament. We got Andy Dalton. He's an established quarterback. We got the best wide receiver in the draft. We got some more defensive chips coming in. We got Aldon Smith coming back from his suspension. Like, they're ready to run it back, and they're willing to go without Dak. So, like you said, he has to know his worth, and his window, he had a perfect window, and he just might have missed out on it, baking too much on his ego.
I mean, that's just the tale. Like, if you're in this situation in the NFL, it's like you gotta be careful when holding out and like not signing your contracts.
Like, it's so quick. Like, it's like that in the NFL. Like, your window closes so quickly, and you gotta get in while you fit in.
Anyway, Dak is bugging.
For real, big bugging.
Just bugging, plain and simple. We'll obviously see what happens. Let me put this question to you: this: if we get football this year, Dak Prescott is starting or not?
He's starting. He's definitely starting. I think they're gonna tag him. He's gonna come back, try to work it out, but he's starting at the beginning of the season.
Okay. Honestly, bro, I feel like it's 50-50. I feel like there's a real possibility Andy Dalton might get the starter.
Like, it's all on it's all on Dak just biting the pill and coming back. Like, I know Jerry will start Andy Dalton, no question. Like, that's just the type of guy Jerry is. Like, he let Emmitt Smith sit out 2 games. I'm pretty sure he's gonna let Dak sit out a couple games if he really gets to that.
Anyway, bro, moving on from the NFL, let's move on to NBA. We got to talk about the conclusion of The Last Dance. Last 2 episodes. Taking us back to 96, end of 96 into 97, then into 98, bro. Yeah. Mike's last 2 years, bro. What were your final takeaways from those 2 episodes?
Well, one of the funniest takeaways is that the iconic flu game was a bad pizza game. But that was funny, but low key, I think Mike is capping. Mike was off that hen dog the night before. He had him a hangover, bro. But other than that, it was just good to see Mike go out. It was good to see. I got a little mad at the end with Reinsdorf when he was like, "Yeah, I said they all could come back." Like, point blank period, I said they could come back. I was like, bro, you could have did this at the beginning of the season, and you could have had at least 2 to 3 more chips out of this team, bro. But you let Jerry Krause come out the beginning of the season. Phil will not be the coach of this team next year. This is the last ride. Even if he wins 82 games, he's not coming back. Like, bro, what? Yeah, after Reinsdorf saw them win that ring, he was like, yo, y'all low-key can do this again. Let's run this back. And it was just like, that part got me tight. But other than that, just that shot, like I text you when it happened. I was like, yo, I'm nervous right now. Like, I don't know Mike got 6, bro. Like, that moment, it's just iconic even seeing it 30 years later. Like, yo, like, that really was his last shot as a Bull. And at that moment, that was the last shot of his career. So, like, when you're in that vacuum, you just look at it as, wow, this was really his kiss goodbye to the game. If you think about it, 1998, that day, starting next season, Michael Jordan not in the league, so that's the last thing you saw. So that was the biggest moment to me. Like, wow, that shot was really iconic for what it meant in history and what it meant at that time. But yeah, those 2 episodes is dope.
Yeah, and I think my favorite part of those 2 episodes is when they show that shot where it's just that still. All you see is the shot, nothing else. Is just a voiceover. That is probably my favorite scene from that. But taking away from those 2 episodes, I agree with everything that you said. But one thing, my biggest takeaway is the fact that Jordan said, look, I wanted to go for 7, and I wanted to try out because he felt like, he was playing with his mind now. He wasn't just relying on his physical abilities. It was now mental and skill wise. And if we got that version of Jordan, he probably still would have broke there.
Bro, like I said,
just off craftiness.
Honestly think Michael Jordan could have had 10 straight championships. Like 10 straight. If he didn't go to baseball from 91 to 90, whatever, to whenever the Lakers win their first one, he could. That's all Mike. I think he could have did it because when you just look at the doc, when Mike stepped on the court, he knew he was going to win. His team knew he was going to win, and the other team knew he was going to win. So, like, it's just a feeling when he was out there, like, no matter what, he's not going to lose. Like, they could be down 20, like, he's not going to let them lose. Like, it's just something in his mind. He's not going to let them lose, bro. Like, that's just a different type of dude. And, like, we're going to talk about it later, just why I think he's the GOAT, period. Because, like, he's the one guy, other than, like, Kobe, that I see, and you put him in the game, he's not going to let you lose the game. Like, he's going to give you 130% to make sure there's not an L on that record at the end of that game. So that's what the whole doc overall showed me was like, yo, he is going to do whatever it takes to win at all costs. So that was another dope thing to see.
And in closing, what are your final thoughts from the whole thing, from just seeing the doc from the first episode to the last, bro? What are your final takeaways?
Bro, no cap, I got a different view on Scotty on this doc note.
Okay, talk about it.
Like, bro, no cap, I can see why the reports coming out why Scotty's saying he's mad about how he looked in the doc, because he definitely came off as weak in the doc. Like, from the scene where Kukoc hit the shot and he was sitting on the bench, it's like, wow, he really quit on his team like that until even Game 6 when he's going back in and out to the locker room like with a bad back. It just makes him look weak. And it makes it look like, yo, Mike really had to turn him into this killer. Like, Scotty's not that guy. He's not the alpha that people thought he was, might have been. Like, I always thought Scotty was like a real Robin, but like Batman and Robin. But the doc made me look like, okay, maybe Mike had to pull him along a little bit along the way. Maybe Mike gave him some of that greatness that he needed. Because, like, yeah, the season that they played, they won like 55 games. But when it came down to the crunch time, you saw like he couldn't handle the pressure. When it wasn't going to him, he was going to fold. So it just made me look at him in a different view. Because, like, when I'm watching that Game 6, I'm like, Scotty, why you not on the court, bro? Why you not on the court, bro? Like, I just saw Klay Thompson tear his ACL and wanted to come back in the finals and shoot a free throw, bro. Like, why you not on the court? So I can see why he's mad, because it definitely made him look soft a little bit. How'd you feel about, like, the viewing of Scotty throughout the doc?
I got mixed feelings about it, just because in terms of just a pure basketball player, he's one of the greatest ever played.
Yeah, no doubt.
Without question. And, like, I think that's the first thing that people have to realize first and foremost, because I think people kind of forget with this doc, with the way that he was portrayed. But honestly, like, I keep going back and forth. Like, I do agree with you on the sense that, like, Jordan, he definitely did need Jordan to bring something out of him in order to make him be the person, make him ultimately be able to become the basketball player he was. I do believe that. But I really don't think, like, he's all that weak or is all that soft just because in that Game 6, with the bad back, he was still playing. Like, he was going to back just to get treatment just because he could barely walk. And he was barely getting up and down that court. So a part of me is like, nah, Scotty's a tough dude, bro. And, like, and thing with him sitting out on the last shot for the game winner, I still don't like that. The fact that he said he wouldn't take it back, I still don't like. Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of a mixed bag for me, honestly.
Yeah, it's like Scotty was just, like, always – I just feel like he had, like, some type of shy thing that he really never got over, like, in his time in the league. And I just think that just played out throughout and just the role he played behind Mike. And that's really what it comes down to. But overall, yeah, like you said, Scotty is a top 50 overall player with no doubt, absolute legend. Not many people are better than him. So yeah, when you talk about Scottie Pippen, talk about him the right way. But overall, yeah, that's it on the doc. But overall, ESPN, y'all did a great job on that.
Real quick, shout out to the editing team because there were a lot of really good put together sequences. From the score to the transitions to the footage that they used, it was really well produced, really well done, bro. Like shout out to them, bro. They need to have put their hands on other projects soon, bro.
Bro.
They're really good. So moving on to the dance, kind of going into this thing about who's the greatest players of all time and stuff like that. And ESPN put out a list, right? There's something we want to talk about. So the closest dude that we've seen to Mike, aka Kobe being Bryant, was left a little low on that list. Left a little low on that list, man. What was he, like 9?
Yeah, bro. He's a 9, bro.
So talk about it, bro.
I'm here to defend the name of the late great Kobe Bean Bryant, bro. The disrespect of ESPN to put Kobe the Black Mamba at 9 on your all-time great list. Like you said, bro, the closest thing to Mike that we have ever seen in the NBA, and he's at number 9. And let me rattle off a couple players that's above him, and I'm gonna show you why they don't deserve to be above Kobe Bryant. First of all, Tim Duncan. All right, this is a big argument in the NBA world. Tim Duncan and Kobe Bryant, their careers matched the whole way through. Retired the same year. Duncan came a year after Kobe. Duncan is, if not the greatest power forward of all time, the second greatest power forward of all time. In my eyes, he's the greatest power forward of all time. Kobe Bryant, throughout the whole reign, Tim Duncan was in the league and Kobe Bryant was in the league. Kobe Bryant was the best player in the league, no doubt. Point blank, period, without a question. From when Shaq left to when Pau Gasol came, Kobe Bryant may have been exiting the playoff in the first round. It wasn't winning games, but when you played against him, you knew who was the best in the league. Tim Duncan was always surrounded by a Hall of Fame player throughout his career from start to finish. He started his career with David Robinson. Throughout the middle peaks of his career, he had Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili. Has one of the greatest coaches of all time. At the end of his career, he had Kawhi Leonard, who's a rising Hall of Fame player. Kobe Bryant had Shaq for the first 8 seasons of his career. After that, it was him by himself. You could count Pau Gasol, but it still was Kobe Bryant who got them those rings. And for ESPN to put Tim Duncan over him is disrespectful. For ESPN to put Larry Bird over Kobe Bryant is disrespectful to me. I give Larry Bird all the credit. He's a legend. But if I put Kobe Bryant and Larry Bird on the court, in my eyes, Kobe Bryant is killing Larry Bird. Larry Bird is not going to know what to do with Kobe Bryant. I seen Michael Jordan mix up Larry Bird on a play. Kobe Bryant would do the same thing, but 20 times worse to Larry Bird. Kobe Bryant was the most skilled NBA player of all time. The way he broke down the game is like no other. He got all his skills from Mike, but he took it to another level. That's why when we talk about greatest, it's Mike at number 1, Kobe number 2, and then LeBron at 3. And after that, y'all could debate the rest. But after today, I'm not doing this no more. ESPN, that was disrespectful. I feel like it was just for clicks because, like, Bill Russell, those 11, yeah, he's a legend. He's a stamp in the game, but the biggest players in the league were like 5'10" at most when Bill Russell was playing. Like, come on now. Like, we really got to take in credit what the era they played in and what these men did. And for them to put Kobe at 9 is a slap to the face to Kobe Bryant. And to have Shaq at 10 is like, what are we doing? There's no way Tim Duncan is better than Shaquille O'Neal. Sorry. Like, no. But I'm going to throw it to you, bro. How you feel about this placement of Kobe?
So for me, I always had Kobe in my top 5, regardless of the fact. But I'm not going to lie, he was in that bottom half, like around 4 or 5. Just because I was like really big on Larry and Magic in those 2 spots. And now also with Jordan and then with LeBron as well. Just because for me, flat out, LeBron is the best basketball player I've ever seen. Like when I started watching basketball, LeBron James is the best basketball player I've ever seen. But with Kobe, you nailed it right on the head, bro. We have to take consideration of like when these guys played. And like you said it, bro. Kobe Bryant was the best player, bro, during those early 2000s, just flat out, period. There was not a better player in basketball from 2000 to 2010. There simply wasn't. Tim Duncan was great. Kevin Garnett was great. LeBron was coming to his own. Dwayne Wade had a great 2009 season. But
Allen Iverson had his moments. But it was still Kobe at the end of the day.
It was still Kobe through and through. It was still Kobe through and through. Bro. I definitely agree with you. Like, he does top 3, bro. Like, just simple and plain. And moving on from one list, let's go on to another list from one Paul Pierce on his overs, bro. So you want to talk about that?
All right.
Get some context into it.
So basically, Paul Pierce was on NBA Game Time or something, ESPN, and it was all of this is coming from The Last Dance, we know. So he's basically talking about my top 5 of all time. So he had, I think, I don't want to get it wrong, but I think he had Mike number 1. I know Shaq wasn't in there, but Magic was in there, Larry was in there, I think Bill was in there, and Kobe might have been 5. And I think he has Bron right after that. And the basically criteria he said for his top 5 was all these players were part of dynasties, and LeBron never has been part of a dynasty, and so he can't be in the top 5. So then the internet ripped him to shreds after that. So I throw it back to you, Paul Pierce's take on his top 5. LeBron can't be there because he's not a part of a dynasty. Back to you.
Didn't he win 2 in 3 years? Didn't he go back to back?
He did it.
During that time, was he – honestly, he was the best player in 2013, 2014.
He was.
One of the best players we've ever seen, flat out, period. There's a reason why people brought up with the Mike and LeBron debates. I'm just going to say that right now. There's a reason that debate flourished. And it's been ongoing ever since. For your simple reasoning that he wasn't a part of a dynasty when he was part of a little dynasty is I can't talk basketball with you just because I know and I realize at the end of the day, like, the goal is to always win a championship.
Thanks.
But championships don't always define players.
Yeah.
Like, Dirk is one of the greatest players to ever play. He only has one chip.
Bro, that one chip, it means so much to me. I respect that Mavs run so much. I just want to put that out there. I love Dirk for that run right there. But back
right. But, like, Kevin Garnett, he didn't win one until he got to Boston. And a lot of these other guys, too, they didn't win championships. They were already great players, but they didn't win championships until midway or, like, later on in their careers. So, off the premises of that, I can't understand where you're going with this, bro. Like, to me, it's just a poor excuse to say, no, I still am hating on LeBron.
Facts, bro. That's all it was.
Petty because he knocked our old asses out the playoffs when it was his time. Like, at the end of the day, bro, it's just a passing of the torch. That's it. It's nothing personal.
Bro, I saw this post, bro. It was like, Paul Pierce is to LeBron James as Isaiah Thomas is to Michael Jordan. Like, it's literally the same situation, bro. The Pistons was whooping the Bulls' ass. Mike had to go get strong and so he could come back and beat them. The Celtics was whooping their ass. People knocked LeBron for it, but he went to the Heat, came back, and was like, yo, we here, and knocked them out. That was a changing of the guards. And like you said, Isaiah, he was bitching about it, didn't want to shake hands, walking off the court. And now we see Paul still holding his grudge 7 years later, just finding any reasons, ridiculous reasons, to keep LeBron out your top 5, which is blasphemy in itself. Like, what? And like you said, bro, KG didn't get a ring till he got to Boston. You didn't get a ring until Ray Allen and KG came to you. So, like, I don't really know.
And, I mean, let's be honest, though, and let's be real. You only got one ring. You only got one. You were never part of a dynasty at all. Bron got two in Miami and
3.
one in Cleveland.
One in Cleveland.
After being down 3-1. He stopped a team in the middle of a dynasty. Get the hell out of here, Paul Pierce. Like, bro, there are a lot of Paul Pierce things I have issue with. This is one of them, bro. Like, this is really one of them. Like, stop being petty, bro. Just recognize greatness. Like, honestly, even though I hate this guy or whatever, yada, yada, I gotta give him the respect he deserves, bro. You know, he's just in that list of top 5 small forwards of all time, top 5 players of all time. So we're playing. That's all it is. That is all it is.
Speaking of former NBA players that are on crack, bro, did you see what Channel 5 had to say about Michael Jordan?
He said that he was only going to be like a jump shooter in today's game.
Bro, let me read the quote, bro. The exact quote he said on his podcast. He said he only had one real job, and that was to score. And he did that at an amazing rate. But I don't feel like his way of winning then would translate to what it is now. Guys wouldn't want to play with him. What stood out to me most is that he said he only had one job, and that was to score. Michael Jordan had one job for the Chicago Bulls, and that was to score. First of all, Channel 5, that take should eliminate you from sports talk for the rest of your life. Michael Jordan, besides from scoring, could have been the best defender to ever play basketball. Michael Jordan was one of the most skilled defenders to ever touch a court. And for you to say that his only job was to score, and that was the only thing he could provide to an NBA team today, is disrespectful and outright dumb. And makes me question why they have you on TV, how you got to the NBA, how are you able to have a sustainable career in the NBA if that is your look on basketball, if Michael Jordan's only job was scoring. So what are your views on this comment, bro?
It's blasphemous, ridiculous. Like you said, Jordan was the best defender on that team. I'll give Scottie his credit. But at the end of the day, when Jordan really wanted to turn it up on the defensive end, he was going to shut you down. He won Defensive Player of the Year as a perimeter player for a reason. Let's put that out there, first of all. And secondly, he was also a playmaker. He didn't have to just score, but he also playmaker too. He averaged 5, 6 assists for his career. That's better than some point guards did when they were playing in the league for 10 years, bro. Are you kidding me? And the only thing I'll give him credit for, honestly, is a leadership thing. Because we saw what happened in Minnesota with Jimmy Butler when he tried to do that tough love thing with Andrew Wiggins in Minnesota. We all saw how that played. That's only going to work in certain locker rooms. But other than that, Jordan in today's league is going to be just as dominant. He's going to average 30 plus. He's going to be in title contention just with him being on the team every single year. Jordan in today's game is still Jordan, but probably better, honestly.
Even off the leadership thing, bro, I feel like Michael Jordan would have found the right players to make his team fit. Michael Jordan wouldn't have to tone down how he talks to people in today's league. Act like Kobe Bryant was the nicest NBA player in the world, and he retired 70 years ago. Kobe Bryant retired 5 years ago, was playing in the same from 2010 on, and he was the same type of guy. So how did that work? They won in 2009, 2010. Has the league changed so much in that span that we're so much softer? No. If Michael Jordan is in your locker room and he's cursing you out and you want to win, you're going to win. If you don't, then get off the team. So what? I'm tired of that take. Michael Jordan's a bully. No, man up. This is the NBA, bro. We're not here to be friends. We're here to win basketball games, bro. And that's the one thing that's the one knock I have on LeBron. That's why he can't be the goat in my eyes. Cause he never, I never seen LeBron fully take responsibility for anything. I feel like if Michael Jordan lost with the Bulls, he wouldn't care. He would say it was on me. Every time I seen LeBron James lose, it was on the team he was playing was too good. His teammates were not good enough, or something else happened. Michael Jordan will curse his teammates out in the locker room. LeBron James is going to subtweet Kevin Love about fitting in on the team. I just feel like it's two different ways. And if Michael Jordan punched Steve Kerr, not saying that's the right thing, but cursed out Steve Kerr, did all these things at Steve Kerr. But when it came time for Steve Kerr to pass him the ball, it's a knockdown. We win in the championship. But LeBron's buddy in the locker room with all his teammates. But then when it's time for George Hill to shoot a free throw, it's missed. When LeBron's passing it to Kyle Korver in the corner, it's a miss. Like, yeah, LeBron, you could trust on your teammates, but it's a thin line between we're friends here and we got to win. And I feel like if LeBron had that mentality that Shannon Fry says wouldn't work in his league, LeBron would have had a little more rings if he really got into his teammates. Like, you don't always have to trade teammates. You don't always have to mix and manage GM your team. You could win what you got if you put that into those players. And Shannon Fry saying that wouldn't work is like just redundant. Like, yes, that will work any era. If you put in that hard work into your team, you can win. Hard work wins in every era. So I don't know what Shannon Fry is talking about.
You hit it right on there. Hard work works in every era, exactly. No matter who you are, no matter what. Hard work is always going to prevail. At the end of the day, you're always going to be rewarded for it.
Yeah,
bro. I don't, bro. What is it with like? I'm trying to think, like, did all these NBA vets really, like, think this way, like, have these crazy takes, bro? Like, or is it just because we're seeing it more just because, like, it's social media?
I feel like social media, like, my thing is social media got everybody being philosophers, everybody being savants of everything. Everybody knows everything. Everybody has an opinion on everything. So they feel like they can say whatever they say. And, like, it's got to a point where nobody has got out checked. So people like Shannon Fry and Paul Pierce are just talking reckless on the top 3 greatest players of all time. Like, what are we doing right now? And like, that's the bigger issue. Like, yeah, social media, you got a platform, but stop saying everything you want to say. It's my opinion. Some opinions are wrong. How about that? Like, I'm tired of that excuse, my guy. Like, get out of my face with that. But yeah, moving on from that. I just think this Last Dance, I'm glad. I'm sad it's over, but I'm glad we can move on from it. Leave all this GOAT debate in the past. Hopefully we get some NBA soon, but it was a good moment for the culture, good break-in time for what we was facing right now.
Mm-hmm. It literally couldn't have come at a better time than what we're going through right now. And I just love the fact that it allowed a generation to relive the 90s and allow them to experience the emotions and what each person was going through during some of Jordan's most iconic moments. And also, on top of that, what I really love is the fact that they were able to put it into perspective for people who weren't there to witness it, like myself. Didn't grow up in the 90s at all. So seeing this guy would really put in perspective, like, okay, this is Michael Jordan, this is who he really is, and this is why he's the greatest player of all time. Just simple. And like, not only what he meant for basketball, but what he meant as like a cultural world icon.
As an icon, as a pop culture icon, period.
Yeah. Speaking of pop culture and culture just in general, let's get into it, bro. Actually, is there anything that we gotta go to, or do you want to go straight into music?
Let me just address this little trending topic that happened yesterday with the artist we know as Lana Del Rey. I don't really know what Lana Del Rey is, but she had a lot to say, and I just want to bring up what she had to say because it was a funny little post that she had. But she had a comment that she basically short. I don't want to read the whole thing, but short story short, she was saying how she started off by honoring how like Doja Cat, Nicki Minaj, Meg Thee Stallion, Beyonce are all on top of the billboards, and how basically those women just speak freely, speak sexual in their songs, and how like that's really accepted right now in this time and day, this period in 2020. So basically, Lana Del Rey, who I don't know who is to this day, even still, said that throughout her career, she's been battling getting her music out, being listened to, these same type of topics, discussing issues that women don't usually hear. Like, she was saying all the right things. And then she ended her whole Instagram soliloquy by saying, basically, I just want to say I paved the way for a lot of the landscape that is today. And I was like, Lana Del Rey, first of all, don't ever say you paved the way for anything in a comment that features Beyonce and Nicki Minaj.
That's hilarious.
You didn't pave anything for Beyonce, Lana Del Rey. You didn't pave a road on the street that she drove past one day. You didn't pave her hair, her tracks, and her weave. You didn't do nothing for Beyonce in your career. I promise you, not one track that you ever released in your career has had an impact on Beyonce's career, on Beyonce's trajectory. Beyonce has been making socially conscious music for the latter part of 7 years, Lana Del Rey. The same person I still have not heard a song from, but saying she has paved the way for Beyonce and these women to speak freely on tracks. Lana Del Rey, name your biggest song that exemplifies this? Justice, what's your favorite Lana Del Rey song?
Couldn't tell you because I don't know any.
But she has paved the way for women. Piggyback on what we just said. Social media has allowed anybody to say anything whenever they want. This is another example. I need Lana Del Rey to have several seats. Like women haven't been singing pain and music since the 60s, bro. Like, what is she talking about? Like, has she heard of Mary J. Blige? Like, like Lana Del Rey, who are you, bro? Like, I really just need people to stop coming on the internet and saying whatever they want. That's what I really need to stop in 2020. Because from Paul Pierce, Channing Frye, and this is the new big three right here. Paul Pierce, Lana Del Rey, and Channing Frye. The Say Whatever crew, my nigga. Because that's what they doing out here, bro. Don't be part of this crew going on 2020. Try to stay out of this crew. Ridiculous.
Nah, bro, that's actually funny, bro. That's actually really funny. Like, Lana Del Rey, like, when did you first get popping? That's my thing. Because Beyonce been popping for a minute.
The 90s, bro.
Like, come on now.
Like, come on, bro. Like, are we just saying anything today in 2020? We just say anything we want, and it's law. No, you're wrong. We need to get the mic button. Stop it. Get some help. You got to get that in here, bro, because, like, they need some help, bro.
Nah, bro. So, moving on from that low soliloquy recorded, let's get into some music, bro. So, Gunna released the album. Actually, realized was gonna release it. I was like, well, Gunna. So I only listened about half of it. So I'm gonna give you the floor for this one, bro.
Yeah, I listened to it like once or twice throughout, and it's Gunna, bro. He really found his craft, perfected it, and finally put out a whole album with a sound that sounds like Gunna. Like, it's not too much, oh, he sounds like Young Thug right here. Like, no, he found his way, he found his sound, and that's what the album exemplifies. And just the main standout tracks for me right now is Nasty Girl on Camera. I like that one. I like the intro, Argentina. And then my favorite song off the album right now is Met Gala. That song is a vibe to me. But overall, it's a dope album, and I feel like this album is going to be a breakout album for Gunna. Same way I feel like Lil Baby's album is a breakout album for him. I feel like this really is going to be a breakout year for a lot of those new 2018 artists that we saw. Like, this is the year that they're going to break out and really shine. Like Roddy, Baby, Gunna. Like, that's the new era right now.
From off half of the album that I did listen to, I was actually surprised that at the level of enjoying listening to, I was really mess with this. I gave Gunna a chance back a couple months back. Really wasn't hitting the way I like just was. I wasn't really feeling it. I liked more on features as opposed to solo
exactly.
stuff.
He's one of those artists.
Right. So for him to actually, halfway through the project thus far, for him to actually be a solo artist and to hold his own on a bunch of these tracks, and like you said, he found his sound and just perfected it, it seems like. Like, he really, okay, this is my sound. This is what I'm good at. I can get a bag off this.
Exactly.
I can get it back. And at the end of the day, that's the goal. So shout out to him, honestly, for finding that. And so far, like, making dope songs too.
Yeah, bro. And just a little quick album that I was listening to over the last week, Polo G's new album, GOAT. It's a cool album. He's a new rising artist out of Chicago. And I really like what he offered on the album. And it's a lot of dope songs. One of my favorite songs right now off the album is a song with Juice WRLD. I forgot what it's called, but that Traumatized, I think. But that one's hard. So yeah, Polo G definitely got a hot new album out right now.
Polo G. You take a listen to the Young M.A. project?
Nah, I didn't get a chance to listen to it. You listened to it yet?
I listened to it just because it was only 7 songs. A real short EP. It's not bad. It's not a bad listen. I only really like 2 of the 7, but overall, like, it's a mixtape. It's like mixtape-ish. Like, I like it though.
I'm gonna definitely check it out since, like, it's getting nice out. Like, I'm not going nowhere, but like I'm driving around and stuff. So I'm definitely looking for that upbeat type of happy music right now, just to drive around.
Yeah, it's on I'm in the web. Yeah, everybody need that. Everybody need that, bro.
Yeah.
Any new music other than anything else, bro?
Nah, bro. Oh, we got to recap the Nelly versus Ludacris battle, bro. Did you watch it?
Oh yeah, I forgot. All right, so I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I was slack for like 2 weeks straight, bro. I did not get to see it, bro.
Bro, honestly, you didn't miss nothing, bro.
Really?
Bro, Ludacris won. Just say that, bro. It was Nelly Riley situation, bro.
He had technical difficulties too.
Yeah, it was big Nelly Riley vibes going on, but it was like what we said, bro. Like just Ludacris songs is just more aggressive and more impactful. It hit harder. So like, of course, it was gonna win. And like Nelly wasn't really playing the right songs at the right time. Like he was playing songs I never heard before. Like the crowd was like, "When did this release, bro?"
He was mismanaging his catalog.
Yeah, that's what it really come down to. But Preview and a couple new battles announced. They announced they got a battle for all the reggae heads, all the Jamaicans out there, all the Caribbean people. They got Bounty Killer versus Beanie Man. That's gonna be a movie. I'm not too well versed in it. I'm just tuning in for the culture to watch, experience. But then on Monday, we got 112 versus Jagged Edge.
So that I'm definitely tuning that without a doubt. I'm making sure to tune into that one.
That's gonna be a vibe. Quick pick, I got 112. Cupid.
I'm going Jagged Edge.
Cupid is one of the greatest R&B songs of all time. That song alone is worth 15 points to me. So yeah, and then Peaches is Cream is another one of those songs like that's worth like 3. So I'm going 112, but it's gonna be a battle. Both got one end. You got 112. We got Diddy. Diddy's a powerhouse behind them. Jagged Edge. You got JD, Jermaine Dupri. So like it's gonna be a battle. It's gonna be a lot of fun. R&B, great R&B night. So this gonna be a good weekend, good Memorial Day weekend, and we can wrap it up right here, bro.
All right. Well, thank you so much for watching the Silky Boys podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, share with your friends. It don't take all that much. Appreciate everyone that's doing that. We really do. Thank you for that. And we'll catch you on the next one, bro.
Happy Memorial Day. Peace.